I haven't like called, like I speak to my family all the time, but I haven't called them in months. I haven't called them maybe in years. I either go see them, you know, I travel, or we just talk over text. Like we talk all the time over text, you know, instant messenger family. I mean, like I said, my mom has a Discord. That's how she gets in contact with me. So that's just how our family is, you know. We're not really a calling family. Family server, we don't have one of those yet, but maybe we should. That might be good. Because my entire family, they're kind of low-key gamers, right? That's why my mom has a Discord. She's like really seriously into those like mobile games. You know, there's one specifically, I forget what it's called, where you have to like defend a castle. She's really into that. Like she joins like servers and joins guilds and all this type of stuff. I know that my little sister was really into Fortnite. She like finishes every battle pass. I think it's Clash. I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think it's that one, yeah. Last I went to visit, both my little sister and little brother were really into Mortal Kombat. Which one was on the Switch? Was it 10? They were really into that one. They were just fighting each other. I'm not into fighting games that much though. So they would be like, you wanna play? And I'd be like, okay. I'm better at Smash Bros, yeah. You know, I'm not good at like Tekken or Mortal Kombat or anything like that. Once you put me in a fighting game that isn't Smash, I don't know what's going on. I like to show them new games, right? Because they're like, what is it? They're so much younger than me. I almost feel like an uncle to them, to my siblings, more so than like an older brother. Well, I feel like both, right? I feel like an older brother, but also because like my little sister's like over 10 years younger than me. And my little brother is like 15 years younger than me, right? So, you know, I like to show them new games. They had a surprising amount of fun with Vampire Survivors. We played that one. My little brother liked to be the dog. We just run around and have fun. Even in your family is crazy. Be nice to me, hey. They are pretty energetic. Try and connect with them despite the age gap. Yeah, I think it's because, I don't know, I see when you are an adult, right? You care for your siblings, obviously, but when they're so much younger than you, you can kind of see them going through the phases of life that you kind of saw yourself go through, and you kind of want to be the person that you might not have had for them. You kind of want to say things that you wish someone would have said to you or something like that, right? So I try and be a good influence, and if anything like worries them, I try and encourage them and that kind of stuff. So most of the time I just like to, you know, show them video games, ask what they're into at the time, you know. Bet you tease them? Honestly, not that much. Maybe a little bit, but like I more so like to, you know, because I think my parents are the kind to kind of tease everyone, right? So if anything, I'm kind of the opposite. I'm kind of like the voice of reason when I visit. I'm kind of like the one that's like, if I see like there's any doubt from my siblings because of like being teased in any other way, I'm the one that's like, nah, you're fine. You know, that type of one. So we got that rage bait from, honestly. So what, you're so good at teasing back? Yeah, it's in my blood. I was raised with it. The teasing is genetic, yeah. Do they know that you're streaming? I don't think so. What is it? I think my mom, and actually I think my grandmother knows a little bit, but they're like surface level, like, you're doing the YouTubes? I'm like, yeah. Every sibling's found out you're a VTuber? No, I don't think so. They are both online, but they're in like others, you know, they're like in non-VTuber spaces, I guess, you know. Yeah, but everyone understands what YouTube is. Because we don't have like, what is it? Well, my family, their main source of entertainment is either like YouTube or Netflix, right? They don't really watch like cable or anything, right? So they definitely know what YouTube is. I have caught my siblings watching those like, you know, those like Five Nights at Freddy's edits, or like those like Super Mario Power edits. Your grandma is trendy. She's very sweet. She tries to keep up with what everyone's doing. Grandma Count a While gonna go crazy. Oh, she doesn't play. She was disapproving of World of Warcraft while my mom played it when I was like single digits. She was like, I just don't get that World of Warcraft. It was like, you spend too much time on it. You know? She was trying to save you. Exactly, exactly. Have I told you the story about how like some of my earliest gaming memories are being told to fish before my dad on World of Warcraft? Yeah, they made me fish. Yeah, they made me fish. I do also remember, I think the reason I loved it though is because I remember I was questing in World of Warcraft. I was leveling up in a Burning Crusade. I had a Draenei Hunter and I was going through Red Ridge Mountains and I was having some trouble with a quest. And then my dad and his friends all came by, this like huge party, like almost a raid group, came by to help me out. They're like, all right, who is bothering you? And that's why I thought it was real cute. It was real fun because it was like, you know, this one guy probably told his friends, is like, hey, my kid's having trouble here. Do we want to help him out quest? And that's something you can only really get in like an MMO, you know? So I thought that's kind of why I have fond WoW memories, you know? Imagine your family as Adam's family, but gamers. I'm picturing Miss Adams when you talk about your dad. It's not too far off. What is it? I would say their aesthetics are like, my mom was very witchy, right? With the crystals and had a lot of like incense and all that kind of stuff. My dad was, he's kind of a curveball. He's a country boy. He's got that southern accent. He's more so like a cowboy. Yeah. So I guess if like a witch and a cowboy had a kid, that'd be me, a bartender. And also they're all gamers somehow. Interesting family tree. Yeah. But yeah, they're cool. I like my family.